Assalamualaikum and a very good day to you, doctor. My name is Mardiana Nisha Saini. My metric number BP181100103. Okay, so for today I will going to talk about language use and gender in Suluk languages. Okay, first of all, according to Lihungu, language and gender refers to the relationship between the language of female and male. Okay, so for this topic, this not only refer to the way both genders talk, but also language is convenient to their attitudes and also their living styles. So we can see clearly that language too have their own roles. So for this assignment, I prepare 3 examples of language use between men and women in Suluk languages. So for the first example is here in the slide. Okay, as you can read into the slide, you can see the difference sentence between men and women. Okay. So the first example is compliment and harassment. Okay, so the sentence for the woman, actually she is praising the man because the man has a nice body. She mentioned the muscles to say that, to describe that the man is strong and tough. However, as you can see the examples of the man sentences, she is praising and complimenting a girl's body. Okay, so in our community, it is not allowed for men to talk about women's body. Okay, they are not allowed to talk about that because it is considered as impolite and rude. Okay, another meaning is that when a man compliments you or praising you, it is actually you have problems with your outfit. Okay, when they say like that, in opposite, you actually need to wear a proper dress. Okay, the second example is referring to situations when conflict arises. Okay, so as you can see the sentences through the slides, okay, it is referring when the parents is angry with their children. So as far as I know, in our community, from youngster to adult, it is not proper to do mistakes, to do something that considered rude and all of the things that impolite and not a moral attitude, something like that, because our community stands with politeness and also morality. So if we did mistakes, we are considered violating the rules of our community. So as you can see for the women's sentences, she is bubbling, and because she is disappointed with her children, and she also felt like she is failed to raise her kids, her children properly. So for the man sentences, men in our community, especially the father, the uncle, the grandfather, yeah, they didn't like when their children, their kids, making mistakes, because the matter is a disgrace for the good names of the families. Even though you can see the two words sounds harsh and impolite, but this is the way how our community make others, especially the young generation, aware that polite and moral are the rules in our life. Okay, meaning to say that respect is a priority. Okay, for the last example is discourses. As you can see through the slides, the sentences between male and female, the female is inviting a guest, but the way she invite is she asks. However, the man didn't ask. He invited them directly. So this is something that we need to be aware. When a woman asks you to come inside and you say no, women, mother, auntie will be okay. In fact, they will provide you a cup of tea, give you some snacks, because in our community, when a guest came to our house, they need to eat. We need to get them or prepare to them a meal. Okay, but for man, if your uncle, grandfather, or your father invite your friends, invite you to come inside, but you say no, you are considered as being rude. You are considered being rude to the older people, because it is disrespect to decline a visit, to decline an invitations, especially when the people that invite you is older people. Okay. So in other words, we can say that the people that decline a visit is showing rudeness to the people who invite them. Okay. So overall, during these assignments, I think it quite challenging, but also give me some basic knowledge for my culture and my tradition, how they use the language between genders. So it is important that we know basic knowledge about language use in men and women for every culture and traditions, especially when it is related to messages and something like that. So I can see the relationship between language use in genders, and also I can say that to conclude that this relation is having a complicated relation. We need to know deeper, we need to learn more in order to understand when people say something to you. So that's all for me. Thank you, doctor.